Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where popular answers mean nothing and obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. Well, first, we welcome back Jeremy and Joe. You were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the final, and this is your last chance. Remind us how you did last time.
We got to the head-to-head, but unfortunately no further, so hopefully one better today.
What are you hoping is going to come up this afternoon?
I would like a bit of film.
Bit of film?
History, maybe?
History, possibly, yes.
History?
Yeah.
Very, very best of luck to the pair of you. It's great to have you back on. And next, we welcome back Shell and Terry. It's also your second chance to reach the Pointless final. Remind us how you did last time.
Not too good. We fell at the first hurdle.
Remind me.
It was a geography question.
Oh, his country's larger than France. Shell, what are you hoping is going to come up this afternoon?
Soaps, celebrities, films.
Soaps, celebrities. What do you think would be Terry's favourite subject?
Sports.
Nature.
Very good. OK, well, best of luck to the pair of you. Next, we welcome back Jill and Jed, our third returning couple. You were on the show last time as well. How did you do?
We did OK. We got through to the second round, but unfortunately we got knocked out. So...
Sports films?
Yes, not my type of film.
Not yours. What's your type of film, Jed?
Cheesy flicks and chick flicks, comedies, Disney films.
Disney films. Very good. And what do you do in your spare time, Jill?
Quite like watching a lot of sport. We've got a small share in a racehorse.
A small share in a big racehorse. How's your racehorse doing?
He won second time out at York, and he's subsequently had another couple of wins. So
That's quite a senior horse, isn't it?
yeah, he doesn't always run well, as our friends will vouch for.
OK, well, very, very exciting indeed. Well, best of luck to the pair of you this afternoon. And finally, we have got Stephen and Samantha. How do you two know each other?
Well, we used to go to school together, and then we kind of lost contact for a few years, and then we got back in contact through the internet, and we've been going out for 3 years now.
Did you go out with each other when you were at school?
No, we were just friends, good friends. So.
Just good friends, Stephen, really? Really just good friends? Or were you pining all that time, Samantha?
No, we used to distract each other during English, but... Yeah.
Do you still distract each other? You're not going to answer that question. OK, very good. Well, very best of luck. It's great to have you on the show. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show. There is only one person left for me to introduce. He proudly carries the flag of obscurity on his crusade against the obvious. You would say if these are getting too convoluted, wouldn't you, Richard? He is my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Hello. Of course I would say if they were getting too convoluted. They are getting too convoluted. We've got 3 returning pairs today, and they're very strong pairs as well. Shell and Terry, I thought, were very unlucky to be knocked out in the first round, and Terry will be glad to hear there's a nature question up first, so that might help him. Jeremy and Joe went all the way to the head-to-head, very, very strong pair, and Jill and Jed were also very good, so it might be a tough afternoon for Stephen and Samantha. Should be good, though. Question 2, I think, today is going to be carnage. Absolute carnage.
OK, well, thanks very much, Richard. We'll look forward to that. Now, we put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers that they didn't get. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add 250 quid to the jackpot. Now, nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £6,000. Right, let's play Pointless. Right, in the first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. OK, our first category this afternoon is birds. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many ducks as they could. Ducks, Richard.
Yeah, the correct answers here are all UK indigenous birds from the duck family, as listed on the RSPB website. Also ducks that have been introduced to the UK or winter or summer here. To put that more simply, we are looking for ducks.
Thanks very much, Richard. Now then, Jeremy and Joe, you all drew lots before the show, and today you get to go first. In this round, we're going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers on the board in each pass. The first set of 7 potential ducks reads like this. Ruddy duck, goosewing, eider, pintail, teal, smew, goosander. Ruddy duck, goosewing, eider, pintail, teal, smew, goosander. And I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, and at least one of those answers is incorrect. Pick an incorrect one, and you will, of course, score the maximum of 100 points. Now then, Jeremy, do you know your ducks?
Not too well, so I'm going to plump for Ruddy.
Plump for Ruddy.
Yes.
Hope you're not out for a duck.
Indeed, yes.
OK, well, let's see if Ruddy is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Ruddy duck. It's right. Down it goes. 3. Very well done. Lovely low score there, Jeremy, for Ruddy duck.
Yeah, well done, Jeremy. They very rarely leave the water, ruddy ducks, because they're very ungainly, poor little things.
Very good. Now then, Terry, we're looking for ducks.
I think I've heard of a smew. I think I've heard of
A smew.
Yeah.
You've heard of a smew.
I think whether it's a duck or not, I'm not sure.
Well, if it is a duck, I reckon it's going to go a long way down. It just has to be a duck. Only one way to find out. Is smew correct? And if it is, how many people said smew? It's right. Very well done, Terry. Down it goes. Oh, fabulous. Smew scores you 1 point. Richard.
Well done, Terry, and I don't need to tell you that it's a compact diving duck with a delicate bill.
I thought so.
You know that. It's a winter visitor from Scandinavia and Russia, the smew.
A non-dom.
A non-dom, exactly. They don't pay UK tax. Smew.
OK, we are looking for ducks. Jed, what are you thinking?
There's a couple up there I recognise.
I tell you what, there's still a pointless answer on that board. At least
I don't want
one
to take any
pointless
risks.
answer.
I
OK.
think I'll play safe and go teal.
You're going to say teal. Let's see if teal's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said teal. 15, Jed. Not a bad answer, but it's quite high. Richard.
Yeah, the teal. There can be up to 200,000 teal here over the winter. They fly in from the Baltic and Siberia.
Now then, Stephen, we are looking for ducks. That's what we're after. You're the last person to have this board. There is still at least one pointless answer on that board. Do you think you can truffle it out?
Well,
Talk us through the board.
Well, I was going to go for teal, so thanks for that.
Well,
but I think I've heard of an eider duck, and I'm wary of the ones with goose in the name, because it could be a trick. So it leaves me with pintail, which, I think it might be a duck because maybe it's the markings on the tail, exaggerates like a pin, perhaps. So I'm going to go pintail.
OK, Stephen, thank you very much. Pintail is what you're saying. Is it right? If it is, how many people said pintail? That's right. Very well done. Pintail scores you 2. So, Richard.
Yeah, pintail, very well done. Very low-scoring round. Long-necked, small-headed ducks, the pintail, with a small tapering tail, which I'm guessing is where they get the name from. Let's take a look at the rest of the answers here. Eider absolutely is a duck. Would have scored you the most points on the board, 23. And what do you think between goosewing and goosander? Which of those do you think is pointless?
I'd go for goosander as a duck.
Goosander absolutely is a duck, is a pointless answer. Well done if you said that at home. Goosewing, of course, is the mortal enemy of Count Duckula. So it would have been an incorrect answer.
Thanks very much, Richard. OK, well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at those scores. It's been a very low-scoring round. On 1 point, Terry and Shell looking very, very strong indeed. Then up to 2 for Stephen and Samantha. Up to 3, Jeremy and Joe. And then, oh dear, Jed, 15. Normally a lovely low score, but in this instance, that puts you way out in front. We're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more answers on the board. We are looking for ducks, and here they are. Shoveler, mallard, goldeneye, lily-white, tufted duck, velvet scoter, pochard. Shoveler, mallard, goldeneye, lily-white, tufted duck, velvet scoter, pochard. I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, and at least one of those answers is incorrect. Try and avoid the incorrect ones, because they will score you the maximum of 100 points. Now then, Samantha. Stephen did fantastically well there with his
I know, I'm under a
pintail.
lot of pressure. I think I know 2 of them, but I think at least one of them will be quite high. I've got to gamble because I've got to try and go for that pointless. I'm going to go for the last one on the board. Pochard?
Pochard.
Yeah.
OK. There we are. Pochard. Is that a complete guess?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
OK, well, here is your red line. If Pochard gets you below that red line, you are through to the next round. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Pochard. Well done, Samantha. Very good answer. You are through to the next round. Very well done indeed. That scores you 3, takes your total up to 5. Pochard, Richard.
Yeah, it's a stocky diving duck. Whoever knew there were so many different types of duck?
Whoever knew.
There's about 80,000 of them in the UK in the winter.
Jill, remember we're looking for ducks. You and Jed are the high scorers on 15. You have to score as low as you possibly can to stay in the game. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking if I go for the one that's the oddest name, that if it is a duck, people won't have been able to remember it. So I'm going to go for velvet scoter.
A velvet scoter. OK, well, let's see if it's right. There's no red line for you because you're the high scorers. Let's see if velvet scoter is a duck, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Good luck. It's right. Very, very well done, Jill. That is exactly what you needed to do. That's a pointless answer. It adds 250 quid to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £6,250, and it scores you nothing, leaving you with a total of 15. Richard?
Yeah, the velvet scoter is a black sea duck, and it winters on our east coast eating shellfish and crabs.
I can think of worse things to do.
It's a nice life, isn't it?
Yeah. Now then, Shell. The high scorers remain Jill and Jed on 15. What are you thinking? How good's your duck knowledge?
The 2 that I did know, obviously they've gone.
Right.
So I'm not too sure. Oh, well, apart from the obvious. So I'm looking at, I think, lily-white.
Lily-white. There's your red line. If lily-white is correct and gets you below that red line, you are through to the next round. But is it right? If it is, how many people said lily-white?
No.
Oh, bad luck, Shell. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. Takes your total up to 101.
That is very, very unlucky, Shell. It sounds very convincing, doesn't it, Lily White? The first cricketer ever to get a duck in Test history is a man called Ned Gregory, an Australian, and he was bowled out by James Lillywhite, the English cricketer.
Right, now then, Joe. The high scorers are Shell and Terry on 101. If you can score 97 points or less, you are through to the next round. Talk us through the board, Joe. There are lots of ducks on there. There might be another pointless duck.
Mallard is probably the obvious one that's still left. So whether that's as obvious as 97 or not. Goldeneye is a James Bond film, book. So I think I'm going to say shoveler. For no apparent reason.
You're saying shoveler duck. Is it a correct answer? There's your red line, nice and high. Let's see if shoveler duck is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said shoveler duck. Well done, it's right, and you're through. Very, very well done, Joe. That's a pointless answer. It adds £250 to today's total, taking us up to £6,500. It scores you nothing and leaves your total at 3. Very well done. Shovel-a-duck.
Yeah, it's a great word, isn't it? Yeah, very well played, Joe. I will describe to you what a shovel-a-duck is, and I'm going to use a word I've never used before in my life, and I suspect never will again. It's a surface-feeding duck with a huge spatulate bill.
Wow.
Spatulate as in spatula.
Like a spatula. Yeah.
Let's go through the rest of the board. Mallard is the obvious answer there. Would have scored you a very hefty 64 points. The tufted duck, the clue's in the name there, that's a duck, would have scored you 5. And Goldeneye, it is a Bond film, but it's also a duck. Would have scored you 3 points. A duck with, believe it or not, a distinctive golden eye.
Just the one?
The natural enemy of the golden eye, though, when it's in the wild, is the octopussy.
Thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 1, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid, again, it's Shell and Terry.
Oh, well.
I don't feel we've given you a decent run for your money. You've had countries larger than France. You've had ducks. Mind you, Terry, you did say nature. I mean, ducks, some sort of connection there. Sadly, it just wasn't your little facet of nature, was it?
To be fair, Terry did very well.
You did. It was me.
To be fair, actually, Terry did do very well.
We apportion no blame.
Real shame to be saying goodbye to you so soon, but thanks so much for playing. Great contestants, thank you.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, obviously, only 2 pairs will make it through to the head-to-head, so one of the teams in front of me now will be leaving us at the end of this round. OK, our category for round 2 is leisure. I thought you said it was carnage. Leisure. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our round 2 question concerns hobbies and pastimes. In this round, we're about to show you a list of names given to people who collect or specialise in particular items. We asked 100 people to tell us what items each description refers to. OK, Richard?
Yeah, we're going to show you 6 names in each pass. All you've got to do is tell us what items those people collect or study or make. The obscure ones will score you fewer points. If you give us an incorrect answer, you'll score 100 points. See how many of these you can get at home.
OK, so we are looking for the items each description refers to, OK? And here we go. We have got vexillologist, philatelist, arctophile, horologist, lepidopterist, oologist. I'll read those one more time. Vexillologist, philatelist, arctophile, horologist, lepidopterist, oologist. Now, as always on Pointless, you are looking for the answer that the fewest of our 100 people gave. So then, Jeremy, what are you thinking? Is this carnage, do you think?
No, I know 2 of them, but I'm more certain of 1, so I'll go with the one I'm more certain of. Philatelist would be stamps.
Let's see if philatelist is indeed stamps. And if it is, let's see how many people knew philatelist stamps. Well done, that's right. 59. Fair enough, though. At least it's right. Philatelist stamps, Richard.
Yeah, big score, Jeremy. Which proves the maxim, philately will get you nowhere.
Indeed, yeah.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Jed, what are you thinking about this board?
I knew that one. The rest is carnage, I'm afraid. I'm looking for clues, and I don't know what to go for. Arctophile. And I'm going to go for photographs.
Arctophile photographs. Let's see if that's right. Arctophile. Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew the answer. Good luck, Jen. Unfortunately, that's an incorrect answer. So that scores you the maximum of 100 points. Richard?
Yeah, I won't tell you what the correct answer is, just in case Stephen wants to have a go at that.
Remember, we are looking for the items associated with these hobbies or pastimes. Stephen, what are you thinking? Do any of them mean anything to you?
No, apart from stamp collecting, but there's a lot of weird letters and words out there, isn't there? Horologists, let's toss in something like horror books, horror stories. collects them.
Let's indeed toss that in and see if it's a correct answer. Horologist. Let's see if that's right. If it is, let's see how many people said it. Horologist, horror. Bad luck, Stephen. I'm afraid that also is an incorrect answer, which means you also scored the maximum of 100 points. Richard?
Yes, a valiant guess. It does start horror. Horologists actually people who tend to be people who make timepieces, clocks and watches, that sort of thing. Would have scored you 30 points. Lepidopterist, another big scorer, would have scored you 21 points as somebody who collects butterflies or moths. And the other three are very low scoring. Do you know any of those three? It's quite tough, isn't it?
Really tough.
Oologist, very well done if you've got any of these three at home. I suspect you may be one of these three if you got it. An oologist collects birds' eggs. Vexillologist, these are flags.
Yeah, I think I did.
Would have scored you 2 points. And an arctophile, it's not photography. Arctophile is teddy bears. Collecting teddy bears, an arctophile. Would have scored you 1 point.
Very good. OK, well, let's take a look at the scores. We're halfway through the round. 59, Jeremy, very sensible. Bagsing philately there. Actually, philately got you everywhere, as it turns out. Jed and Jill and Stephen and Samantha both on 100. So the battle is between Samantha and Jill in the next pass. Very best of luck to you. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more descriptions of collectors on the board. And here we are. We have got numismatist, conchologist, deltiologist, discophile, bibliophile, enophile. I'll read those one more time. Numismatist, conchologist, deltiologist, discophile, bibliophile, enophile. Now remember, we are looking for the items each description refers to. OK? You are trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Samantha, you're the joint high scorers on 100 points. You have to score as low as you can.
Yeah.
What are you thinking of the list behind me?
Help, maybe. Just trying to work out what I can get from the names to make it something that possibly is a correct answer. I'm going to go for bibliophile. I'm going to say it's a study of the Bible.
Study of the Bible.
Yeah.
Bibliophile, study of the Bible, you're saying. You're hoping to score as few points as possible. Obviously, there's no red line for you because you are the high scorers. Let's see if bibliophile is a study of the Bible. And if it is, let's see how many people said that. Ooh, bad luck, Samantha. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which takes your score up to 200. Richard.
Yeah, and just in case Jill or Joe want to have a go at that, I won't give the answer till the end of the round.
OK, thanks very much. Now then, Jill, we come to you. Remember, we are looking for the items associated with these hobbies or pastimes. The high scorers are Samantha and Stephen on 200. If you can score 99 or less, you are definitely through to the head-to-head.
OK, well, I'm going to have a try at bibliophile as well. Not sure about this, but I'm going to try books.
Books. Bibliophile, books. Let's see if that's right. There is a red line for you coming in. There it is, just below the pink line. If bibliophile is indeed a study of books, and it goes below that red line, you are through to the next round. Let's see how many people said bibliophile books. Very well done, Jill. 61, that scores you. Takes your total up to 161. Richard.
Yeah, well done, Jill. Bibliophile from the Greek biblio. Any books?
Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Joe and Jeremy, you are definitely through to the next round. You'll never overtake Samantha and Stephen's high score of 200. Also, Joe, the board is yours, so have fun with it. Tell us what all these things are.
Richard mentioned Greek. I'm afraid I've got a degree in ancient Greek.
This is going to help you so much, isn't it?
It's the only time it's ever come in handy. I do know a few of those anyway. I think numismatist is a coin collector. A conchologist possibly is shells. Deltiologist is either postcards or beer mats. But I'm going to go... discophile's probably just records. But I'll go for the bottom one. The one I will give you as an answer is enophile at the bottom, which is wine.
Very good indeed. Enophile. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said oenophile. It's right. Very well done, Joe. Lovely low score, 4, taking your total up to 63. Oenophile.
Yeah, well done, Joe, and a very good summation of the board as well. I've got a wine collection. I recently wrote everything down, all of them, wrote them all down, and I keep them in a file, yeah. Let's take a look at the rest of the answers. We've pretty much heard all of these from Joe. Discophile is exactly its records or CDs, would have scored you 33. Conchologist, the clue there is the conch. Its shells would have scored you 30 points. Numismatist is your coins or medals, collecting those 15. And deltiologist is postcards. Ronnie Barker had a seaside postcard collection that sold for £60,000 at auction.
Really? Of sort of comedy, joke,
yes,
naughty
saucy
postcards.
seaside
Saucy
postcards,
seaside.
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score is Stephen and Samantha. Bad luck, but what a score.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Mark, yeah.
200. Well, you know, it wasn't to be. Horologist and bibliophile. I'm afraid we ought undoing. And as Richard said, it was going to be carnage this round, and so it proved. But we will see you again next time, when I'm sure you'll do much, much better. But it's been great having you on the show. Thanks so much for playing.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are going to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Well done, Jeremy and Joe, Jill and Jed, you've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands £6,500. Very exciting. Now, you're going to go head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, and you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to get to the best of 3 will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here is your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Best Actress Oscar winners of the noughties as they could. Is Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for any actress who's won a Best Actress Oscar in the noughties. That's from 2000 all the way through to 2009 inclusive. There are 9 names on the list because there's one double winner in there. Very best of luck, and see how many of those you can get at home.
OK, Jeremy and Joe, because you've played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. Joe.
We're going to say, or I'm going to say, Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank. OK. Jill and Jed, you can now talk out loud. Hilary Swank has gone. If you were thinking of her.
Thinking maybe Halle Berry or Kate Winslet, or maybe... Who was the other one we said?
Beckinsale. Kate Beckinsale, maybe. I think we'll stick with Halle Berry, do you think?
Yeah.
Halle Berry. You're going to say Halle Berry. OK, so we have Hilary Swank, we have Halle Berry. Jeremy and Joe have gone for Hilary Swank. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Hilary Swank. Very well done, it's right. Now, there's a low score, 2 for Hilary Swank. What are you thinking, Jill and Jed? That is a...
Tough one.
That's a worrisome score, that one, isn't it? Tough to get lower than that, but maybe Halle Berry will do it for you. Let's see if Halle Berry's right. Let's see how many people said Halle Berry. Bad luck. Hilary Swank was a tough one to beat there. After 1 question, Jeremy and Joe are up 1-0. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Jeremy and Joe. Hilary Swank, very low answer, but she's actually the actress who won it twice in the noughties, the only one who did. She won it for Boys Don't Cry in 2000 and for $1 Million Baby 2005. Let's take a look at all the answers. There was a couple of answers that would have beaten Hilary Swank. Reese Witherspoon, who won for Walk the Line. Marion Cotillard, who won for La Vie en Rose. Hilary Swank with 2. Charlize Theron, who won for Monster, also with 2. Nicole Kidman won for The Hours. She scored 6. Julia Roberts for Erin Brockovich. She scored 10. Kate Winslet in The Reader scored 16. There's Halle Berry, who won it for Monsters Ball with 20. And Helen Mirren, who won for The Queen with 21, the biggest answer on the board.
Thanks very much. Here is your second question. Jill and Jed, you have to win this question to stay in the game. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many deputy prime ministers as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any designated deputy prime minister from 1945 through to the beginning of 2011. And again, there are 9 answers on this list.
OK, thank you very much. Jill and Jed, you get to go first this time. OK, have we reached consensus?
Yes.
Is it
So-
a winning answer, Jill?
Either is or it's going to be awful. We decided that we shouldn't go for a couple of really obvious recent ones.
Yeah.
So we obviously know she was Prime Minister, but we're hoping Margaret Thatcher was deputy at some point.
Jeremy and Joe, what are you going to go with?
We've got Whitelaw, Heseltine or
Hattersley.
Hattersley. So which one do we want to go for?
Whitelaw.
We go for Willie Whitelaw.
Willie Whitelaw. OK. So we have Mrs. Thatcher and we have Willie Whitelaw. Let's take them in the order they've been given. Jill and Jed, you have to win this point, or we say goodbye to you. Margaret Thatcher, was she ever Deputy Prime Minister? And if she was, how many people said it? Bad luck, bad luck. Jeremy and Joe have gone for Willie Whitelaw. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Willie Whitelaw. Very well done. It's right. You are through to the final. Oh, very good indeed. 3 for Willie Whitelaw. 2 incredibly impressive low scores there from Jeremy and Joe. That means that Jeremy and Joe are through to the next round 2-0. Richard.
Yeah, well played again, guys. If you said Hattersley, you have been incorrect answer, so you went with the right one. Let's take a look at all of them, though, because I suspect there'll be some people at home who have got quite a few of these. Right at the bottom of the list is a pointless answer. Attlee's deputy, Herbert Morrison, of course, Peter Mandelson's grandfather. Anthony Eden, who was Churchill's deputy before becoming Prime Minister himself, 1 point. There's Willie Whitelaw on 3, Thatcher's deputy, of course. Rab Butler also on 3 was Macmillan's deputy. There's Geoffrey Howe on 3, who was another of Thatcher's deputy prime ministers before he resigned in protest at her European policies. Clement Attlee, who was Churchill's deputy before becoming Prime Minister, 4. There's Heseltine on 11, he was John Major's deputy. John Prescott, who was Blair's deputy, on 30. And Nick Clegg on 54, David Cameron's deputy prime minister.
OK, thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid the losing pair is Jill and Jed. Dear, oh dear. We didn't serve up the right categories for you at all, did we, in this head-to-head?
No, but we met some worthy contenders, so good luck to them.
You gave us a pointless duck as well, Jill. You've done phenomenally well in both early rounds of the 2 games you've played. And I'm afraid we have to say goodbye to you now. But thank you so much for playing. You've been excellent contestants. Thank you. But for Jeremy and Joe, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £6,500. Well, many congratulations, Jeremy and Joe. You've seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £6,500. Now, the rules are very simple. To win the money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 could think of. Now, we've had 2 pointless answers today. You only need to find 1 more now. You found one, I think, in the first round with the shovel-a-duck. All you have to do now is come up with 1 more pointless answer and you will go home with that £6,500. Firstly, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options. Here they are. Movie stars, opera, and American authors. Movie stars, opera, American authors. What are you thinking?
Not opera, probably.
I'd agree with that.
Good, right, we've ruled that one out.
So it's American authors or movie stars. American authors could be obscure modern day.
Movie stars.
Probably got the best chance of that, I reckon. We
I'd have
did it in the
thought
last
so.
round as well. So
Yep.
Stick with movie stars, I think that's right. Yeah.
Stick with movie stars. Hilary Swank did so well
Swank,
for you
yes.
in the
Yep.
head-to-head. Any particular areas of movie stars that you'd feel especially comfortable in?
I'd like anybody in Kubrick films, and you'd probably like Buster Keaton, I suppose.
Well, yeah, somebody from the old era I'd prefer.
Well, fingers crossed. Let's find out what it is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Keanu Reeves films as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any feature film made for cinema release for which Keanu Reeves has received a credit, including a voice credit for animated films. As always, we're not looking for short films, TV films, documentaries, anything where he's played himself. And that's any film he's been in up to the start of 2011. But very best of luck, guys.
Thanks.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £6,500 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yep.
Matrix. Can you think of it?
I can't, well, Matrix 1, 2 or 3, probably.
So Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Matrix, and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
But that's
Anything
gonna be
more
obvious.
obscure that you can think of? I don't know.
I'm trying to pluck one from the...
I don't know. It's not one that I'd be going to see myself, Keanu Reeves. He's not a friend of mine.
As for thinking of others...
That's the one who is a surfer. Is that called Point Break or something like
Yes,
that?
we'll go Point Break. Yeah.
Point Break, is that
Point
what it's
Break,
called? Is that what it's called?
Yes, I think it is.
Okay,
yeah.
well,
So that,
we'll try that one then.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey,
Yeah.
and what was the other one?
It's The Matrix.
No, there's a
No.
more obscure one I mentioned. I've forgotten what it
He's
is.
forgotten what it is now. Can you remind me? No.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, maybe. I'll go Point Break and...
Point Break.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Point Break and...
If you can remember that one you thought you forgot.
Matrix and...
There is our
Bill and
minute
Ted's Excellent Adventure.
up. OK, we were looking for Keanu Reeves films. I now need your 3 answers.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey,
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey,
Point Break,
Point Break,
and it's either Excellent Adventure or The Matrix. Probably Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is going to score fewer than The Matrix, so I'll
Sounds
go Bill and
reasonable.
Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yep.
OK, of those 3, which do you think is your most confident shot at a pointless?
Hopefully Bogus Journey, because
We'll
that's...
put Bogus Journey last, then. And which is your least likely pointless submission?
Probably Excellent Adventure.
OK, so we will put that first. OK, so let's put those answers up on the board in that order. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Point Break, and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. OK, there they are, up on the board. You said this was your least confident answer. You only have to find one pointless answer to win that £6,500 jackpot. OK, well, let's see how many people said Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Has to be right, and it has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Well, it's right. It's going down.
Going to 0.
Down it goes. Look at that. Down into single figures. 7.
Surprisingly close.
Well, 7 people. It's all looking quite good for your subsequent answers.
Hope so.
Unfortunately, though, obviously not a pointless answer, but you knew that. This was
Yep.
cannon fodder.
Yep.
You only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. £6,500. What would you do with £6,500?
We're off to America in the next few weeks, so give us some great spending money while we're out there. New Orleans, Memphis and Nashville with a couple of friends as well.
Brilliant.
And if we have more money to help us along,
It would
even
make
better.
for an excellent holiday indeed.
Better
yeah.
still. OK, well, fingers crossed for you. We are looking for Keanu Reeves films. Your next answer, Point Break. A bit more confident in this one. Took you a little while to remember it. Let's hope our 100 people similarly couldn't remember it. Point Break has to be right, obviously, and it has to be pointless. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Point Break. It's right.
Well done, Jim.
Well, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure took us down to 7. Let's see how far down we go with Point Break. Into the 20s, into the teens, into single figures. Down it goes to 5. Oh, we're moving in the right direction. This is all looking very good for your 3rd submission. 5 for Point Break. Sadly, not a pointless answer, so only 1 chance left to win today's jackpot. How are you feeling?
I'm hoping as only 7 people got excellent that no one will remember bogus. I barely did myself. So.
There we are, Bogus Journey. This was the answer that you said without any hesitation was your most confident shot at a pointless. This has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot of £6,500. Only one way to find out. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Is it right? And if it is, how many people said it? Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Very good luck, Jeremy and Joe. Well, it's right. We started with 7 for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, then 5 for Point Break. How are we going to finish up here? No, no! Drat. 2 people. You are 2 people away from £6,500.
That's annoying, yes.
Bad luck. Unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, so you don't win today's jackpot of £6,500, which rolls over onto the next show. But you have been amazing contestants, and you do get to take home our pointless trophy, so very well done. So, Richard.
Yeah, I've even got the names of the 2 people who remembered it. Bill and Ted. You know, he's roundly mocked, isn't he, Keanu Reeves? But that's 3 actually very good films there.
Yeah,
and there are some big films on the on the pointless list as well. There's some films you will recognise, I suspect. Let's take a look. Scanner Darkly, which was the semi-animated film from 2006. Chain Reaction, he was in with Morgan Freeman. Dangerous Liaisons, he was in. Glenn Close, John Malkovich and all. All of those would have won you the money. Feeling Minnesota, he was in with Cameron Diaz. Hardball. Sweet November, he was in with Charlize Theron. The Gift, which was in with Hilary Swank, one of your previous answers. The Replacements, which is the American football comedy with Gene Hackman. And The Watcher, a serial killer thriller. Another pointless one was his role in Kenneth Branagh's Much Ado About Nothing.
Yes, I was thinking about that
which was, that would have been a pointless answer as well.
OK, well, thanks very much, Richard. Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Jeremy and Joe, but it's been brilliant having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
So nobody's won our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £7,500. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.